The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everybody, I can see people still joining, so I will wait just a few more minutes before we start. Okay, well, I'm going to start now. I've realized I think there are still people joining, but I think in order to respect those that have joined absolutely on time, I'll start this webinar. So welcome. Thank you for joining us. And we're going to talk about 5 ways to embrace Excel in your planning, reporting, and analytics solution. So let me just start off with some housekeeping. So first of all participants are on mute, which you will undoubtedly have already noticed. Do please ask any questions that you have in the questions window. We'll collect those and answer them at the end of the webinar. Your presenters today are myself, Mark Rolfe. I'm a sales director at Jedox, and I'll be joined by Bishoy Sami of our partner Azdan. Now I'll introduce Bishoy when we get in about 10 minutes time when I hand across to him. So let me just start off very quickly. I'm just going to give a very quick overview of who Jedox is and some of our important differentiators. So first of all, we're very much a growing organization. We have 2,500 customers around the globe. We like to do business with our partners, actually. We believe that partners bring a particular value to Jedox. They will have particular skills, whether it be in a particular industry focus or just with their skills in the performance management area. We have 260,000 users in 140 countries. We were originally founded in Europe. I'm actually back in Germany almost 20 years ago. We're very business focused in our approach, and I'll talk in a moment about the fact that we believe in enabling our customers to use Excel. We are a hybrid cloud software company, which means that we can actually operate both on premises, in the cloud, and we can also integrate very easily with other cloud applications. We're very well recognized by the analysts in this space and get an excellent recommend score. One of the things that makes us particularly strong and valuable is that we are actually able to do everything in a single platform. So planning, reporting, and analytics, and everything from strategic finance, so very much a thinking big approach, but also an ability to seamless planning and fast results. So the way that we very often look at this is think big, start small, and deliver quickly. After all, this is a change, and therefore the faster you can show value, clearly the better that's going to be. We've got over 2,500 customers, and with particular relevance to the Middle East, you can see on this slide that we've got Sorbonne University in Abu Dhabi, Carrefour, Mubadala, and Arab Tech, and there are a number of others, but those are the ones that we've put up on this slide. And you can see that there are an awful lot of customers from all manner of different industries. So we have tremendous skills in depth. The kind of things that people get particular value from us in is faster planning, so saving time on the kind of manual process, particularly in a Jedox environment, an Excel environment. We're able to integrate plans, and we can integrate plans across departments, which makes it very valuable in order to bring the whole business into the planning process. We're extremely efficient in the way that we enable planning, and high quality plans. So reducing the kind of mistakes that make it, that reduce the credibility of planning in an organization. And that's around planning, but actually, as I said, there are a lot of different applications that we enable our customers to deploy. I mentioned those analyst statements. Do by all means take a look on our website, and these statements are available to you. Now, of course, the reality of self-service business intelligence and corporate performance management is that companies at the moment are very much using Excel as the foundation of their planning process. Now, what Jedox enables them to do is to keep those existing skills, low cost, all of the advantages of Excel that certainly finance in particular love, but enable them to remove all of the challenges. So all of the challenges that perhaps auditors have raised with you, and the fact that you know that it's just not scalable, and there are a lot of errors can come out of an Excel environment. So what that enables us to do is to have the power users that adopt Jedox both able to deploy that solution in a number of very easy ways. So first of all, you can of course convert your existing Excel solutions into a Jedox solution, so you don't waste any of the time that you spent deploying that solution. You can, of course, do a custom model, so you can write a model for yourself that is specific to your business. Or actually, we do have a number of pre-built Jedox models on the marketplace that would enable you to take those, start very quickly alongside our trial version that is available, and get up and running immediately. So at that point, I'm actually going to hand across to Bishoy Sami of Azdan. Bishoy actually has an enormous amount of experience in the performance management area, 14 years, in fact, I think slightly more than 14 years. He's a certified Jedox implementation and trainer, and he also has a background in industry that makes him very valuable to enable him to understand customers' business challenges and therefore deploy a solution that fits very well. So Bishoy, over to you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Mark. I hope my screen is clear for everyone.
It is.
Yeah, thanks a lot. So quickly, I'll give you a quick introduction about Azdan and how actually we are combining our experience in the area of the enterprise performance management with the platform, Jedox platform, which, as Mark said, it's like Excel. We come from a business background. We understand how planning, how budgeting, how forecasting, how financial consolidation works, in addition to any kinds of profitability analysis, any kinds of reconciliation requirements in the organizations around the area of management excellence, let's say. So the fact that Mark has been said, still 86% of financial planning and analysis people, financial controllers, they love Excel. They love Excel for many reasons: for simplicity of the Excel, for how easy they can develop some formulas, how easy they can act, they can they can highly formatted their reports. So what we are trying to bring over here today is how easy you can take the Excel and empower your Excel, your spreadsheets, with a lot of add-ons to the Excel, which actually will eliminate all the challenges has been said by Mark. So when we are talking about Excel, we can empower the Excel through a very robust database, giving us all our needs around the area of the enterprise performance management with the same, I can call it, environment that we love which is again Excel environment. When we are talking about Jedox, Jedox also giving us the ability to empower Excel through proper integration. So we have something we call it Jedox integrator, giving us the ability to integrate with all sources of data coming properly, since we do have something that we call it our data grow day over day. So we need to get data from ERP system, we need to get data from operational systems, we need to get data from our sales systems. So all of such data can be easily connected properly to the Jedox platform, and it can be accessed properly through Excel. In addition to the other, what I can call it, issues or challenges that we are facing in terms of secure our data, in terms of accessing our data through web or through mobile. So all of such type of strategies, automatically it will empower, it will embrace our Excel through Jedox platform. So I'll just give you a quick, what I can call it, benefits that we are going to gain from using Jedox. As I mentioned, if we are using just the spreadsheets, so it's a matter of column and row, but actually we need to empower those column and row with a multi-dimensional database. We call it like OLAP engine. This OLAP, it works like a cubes. Those cubes handles different functions in our organizations. If we do a sales plan, if we do a marketing plan, if we do projects planning, if we do workforce planning, if we do any kind of financial consolidation, looking after like legal consolidation or management consolidation, if you would like to implement any kinds of profitability models, so we can articulate all of such type of content into our model, or we call it Jedox Modeler, and we are going to see it in the live demonstration. The second strategy, going to empower our Microsoft Excel, it's the accuracy of generating the reports. So now imagine if you would like to generate any kinds of reports or dashboards on the top of Excel spreadsheets, and there are hundreds of linked spreadsheets together. So all of such type of spreadsheets, it will be like very difficult for you to generate the reports. So once you are using a Jedox as a platform, you can easily generate any kinds of reports, any kinds of dashboards in a very accurate manner. The third strategy that we do have over here, which I just mentioned about the data integration. If you are just using Excel and you are trying to bring, I can call it thousands, it could reach like hundreds of thousands in some cases when we are talking about education industry or retail industry or manufacturing industry. There is a huge number of maybe SKUs or courses in education, or when we are talking about healthcare, like I need some analysis about my patients, a lot of different scenarios you can apply to your industry, which make using just a spreadsheet, it's a kind of impossible to handle such big data. That's why the third strategy we have to empower your spreadsheet is to have a direct integration with all your sources of applications. It doesn't matter you are using Oracle ERP systems like GD Edward, PeopleSoft, eBusiness Suite, NetSuite, or using SAP, or using N4, or using any other ERP systems from Microsoft Dynamics. The good thing, we do have direct connectors that easy accessing such type of databases or ERP systems, regardless it's on premises or in cloud. Even if you do have any kind of big data you are using in your organization, such as Hive, we do have also direct integration with this. We'll show you also during the live demonstration how many connectors that we do have that's giving you the ability to fetch the data directly from the source applications, bring it into your Jedox platform. In addition to this, if you would like to send the data from Jedox to any most popular PI tools such as Power BI or Tableau or ClickSense, we do have also such type of connectors available in our data integration platform. The fourth strategy, which is again very important, since we are talking about like a process. During our planning and budgeting process, we need to involve different departments. During our financial consolidation process, we need to make sure each financial controller responsible about each legal entity will submit his numbers according to the schedule of the financial consolidation process. So Jedox supports us with a very secured workflow that's very easy to customize, very easy to accommodate all our requirements for the workflow, all our requirements for the for the security, for controlling. We do have a concept, we call it cell level security. So all of such type of workflow, we can have it in our Jedox platform. Back again to the same what I said in the beginning, all of this, you have it in the Excel environment. The last strategy I have over here before switching to the live demonstration, which I can call it like accessibility or mobility. So Jedox, it come with a free of charge mobile native mobile application running on Android platform or in iOS that you can download it. I encourage you to download it directly after this webinar, and it has also a sample reports. What I'd like to mention over here, I have tried actually many mobile applications for the EPM. But the challenge is such type of mobile applications, it does not give me the highly, I can call it presentation of the reports that I'm looking for, or KPIs or dashboards. It does not give me a lot of functionalities, especially if I'd like to execute, I can call it some dashboards or some analysis or approve my budget or run specific reports on the go. Since you know a lot of executives now looking to run their entire business from the mobile. So if you will start now, download the Jedox mobile application and try the sample data that we have on over there. So you will find how easy you can run your dashboards, you can approve your plans, you can run ad hoc analysis, whatever you need from a proper platform has been connected properly to the source of your applications and bring everything from your mobile application. Now I'll show you a live demonstration about such I call it strategies that we have from Excel. So actually I'll start my demo directly with the Excel. Again, as Mark said, the reality is 86% of FP&A, they are still using Excel, and Excel is a very powerful tool. However, now we are combining Excel with a lot of other, I can call it functionalities that's required to make your Excel, I can call it superhero, to manage all your activities related to the enterprise performance management. So what I'll do, once I'm logging, you have here in Jedox something, this is Repon. This Repon, it gives me all the functionalities that I can run in Jedox. I'll start with as simple as, like I call it new view. So I'll click on the new view. Once I'm clicking on the new view, I can see here multiple databases. Those databases actually represent what type of let's call it functions that I need to do in my organization. So if I'd like to do, let's call it a planning process. So I do have a planning database. This planning database, it will cover different functions. We call it here cubes. So I have the sales cube, I could have marketing cube, I could have financial cube, workforce cube, projects cube, and all of those cubes are connected together to bring for me, let's call it a connected pro forma financial statements at the end. And each cube represents specific dimensions. Those dimensions, the dimensions that I'm using to present my business or to do my plan. So as simple as the pivot table, you know, in Excel, I'm just dragging over here my products. I'm dragging here in the row my regions, and then I click paste view. Once I click best view, automatically Jedox giving me like all years in the all months in the year, giving me different years. As simple as I can open from here, see, okay, I'd like to see 2019 data. And I'd like to see the numbers coming from which version. Actually, I'm interested to look at my actuals for the time being. Also, what type of actuals you would like to see. So I can see here units, or I can see by financial figures. So what I'd like to say over here, Jedox give me the ability to hold my, let's call it trial balance. We call it economic classification, my income statement accounts, my balance sheet accounts. But in addition to this, I can also hold some statistical data, such as number of units, whatever. You can hold any kinds of statistical data. So when we are talking about Jedox as a platform, it covers everything around your financial and non-financial. It covers every type of data that you are dealing with, like actual data, like forecast data, budget data. So I'll just keep it in units. I'm just doing something like what I can call it drill down. So I can drill down to Europe, so I can see different, I can call it regions. I can drill down to see specific products that I have into my organization. I can simply swap this view to see it in a different manner. I can easily click on any number over here, and this number actually represent a specific, I call it dimension intersection. So in one view, I can access everything that I need. I can easily switch between different views. I can easily do whatever I need in terms of reports or ad hoc and analysis. I can easily even drill down to a specific level, like I need to see a specific product, or I need to see a specific, let's say, country. As per the, I can call it dimension hierarchy, as per the tree that I am defining for my products, for my regions, for any classification that I have in my organization, I can have it over here. So this is my actuals. This is my reporting. What about the budget? Now I'd like to perform some simple scenarios about doing my budget. Let's take a practical example. Now we are in 2019, so I have actuals maybe till end of August. Since now we are in September, I didn't close my books yet for September, but I'd like to plan for 2020, let's say. So I'll select from here 2020. Definitely 2020 actuals has 0 because it's not coming yet. I'll select, I need to plan for 2020. So I'll select budget, which is the point of view for budget. I'll plan the number of units. As simple as this, I can say, okay, copy actuals from 2019. Once I click copy actuals from 2019, very simple, short, I can call it script or syntax. This syntax automatically bringing the data from actual 2019 and populated here for entire intersections that I have on the parent level. I'd like actually to adjust those numbers by increasing them by 10%, let's say. So once I click over here, everything has been adjusted. This is definitely will not stop me. And by the way, it's writing automatically to the database. So you can see the number that I wrote over here. It's coming from, it's actually routing me to a specific intersection into my database, which is Jedox database. In addition to this, I do have also the ability to drill down to a specific product. Let's say I'd like for this desktop in West, I'd like to adjust this number, and instead of 167,000, I'd like to make it 200,000. So I am splashing again 200,000 over here. So automatically the number will be updated. I can do the same for the entire thing. However, practically, if we are talking about plan for the new year, for sure, I could have some products. Those products I need to plan for, which is not existed before. So how easy I can update my modeler from spreadsheet, from Excel sheet. So I'll just expand over here this monitor. So now I have just 3 types of monitors. As simple as this, I'll just click on modular, connects me directly to the database for Jedox. I'll click on the demo database, which is I'm using. I'm expanding my product hierarchy. I'll open the product hierarchy. Now we are talking about monitor. So there is a new monitor that I need to add. So as simple as TFT monitor from my company, Azdan, let's say. So I just click enter. I close the monitor. I just double click, open again. So the monitor from Azdan, it's coming over here, as simple as this. I'll just plan again for this one. I'm planning to sell 100,000 in 2020. The good thing over here, this 100, I have entered it on the total. So can I understand why has been 42,000 has been allocated to West and the East? It's a different and so on. What actually Jedox did? Jedox did I can call it evenly split for the numbers across to the countries. Maybe one of the planners we have here on the webinar, they are telling, yes, but in reality, this is not the case. When I am entering 100,000 in for a specific new product, maybe I'd like this product to be similar to the other products that I have, or I could link it to a specific other factors. So can I achieve this? Yes, 100%. Jedox giving us something very efficient for planners. We call it planning assistant. In the planning assistant, you have all possible scenarios. You can, as I did, you can splashing the numbers, which is I can call it entering the numbers on the consolidated or aggregated level, and it will be distributed to the base members. I can easily make this one as a copy from some other, let's call it scenarios, or from other dimensions. I can make it like, which is again, distribute this specific value like some other distributions, or even, which is very helpful when we are talking about having some historical, some existing products, and I need to plan the numbers for those products based on the historical data pattern, like using one of the most common features over here. We call it linear regression. I can do transfer for the numbers. I can do reallocate for the numbers. I can hold the specific numbers and adjust the top level without affecting this specific the number that I am holding over here. All of such type of scenarios, I can easily do it through my, I can call it Excel environment. So what I have over here, I have as simple as this. I selected a specific, intersection. I have entered my budget figures across my all products. All data I have over here, I don't care about if it's saved in Excel or not, because it's automatically saved into my database. Now I need to play with my view and like having some good features that all of us love in Excel, which is, as an example, I'm gonna to edit this view. In addition to the products, I'd like to see also actual behind the budget. So I'll select over here, this is the budget, which is I have just entered. I'll select the actuals. And once I click OK and paste this view, so automatically budget and actual, it will come over here. If I'd like to perform any kinds of variances, like variance by percentages or variances by numbers, I can definitely perform this. Once the actual started, and once the Jedox start integrating with our ERP systems, bringing our actuals, automatically the actuals are will appear over here. But just for the demonstration right now, consider I'm going to have some actuals in 2020. Those actuals, let's say, I'll put over here just 3 million. Okay. So once I entered again the 3 millions over here, the numbers will be populated. But in reality, definitely it will come from my ERP systems through integrations. In addition to this, definitely any kinds of copy numbers. As an example, in reality, if we are planning for 2020, definitely I'll not copy my numbers from 2019 actual or budget. In most common business cases, we are copying the numbers as a baseline from our latest forecast in 2019. So maybe I can do the same simple syntax, but instead of taking, let's call it actuals 2019, I can take the latest forecast, let's call it 9 plus 3 for 9 plus 3 forecast in 2019. Definitely all of such things I can do. The good thing over here, I'll use Excel functionality as simple as this. I'm selecting this specific intersection. I'm go to Excel functionality as simple as this. I just click adding a chart. This chart, I'm just enter it over here. It's giving me like my budget versus my actual. I can change definitely the presentation of my charts. I can make it bigger, whatever that I need. Once I'm done with my chart into my Microsoft Excel, I can easy go and click this button. We call it like publish. This button actually will publish this report to be accessible from my Jedox environment. So I'll publish this report. So I'll call this report, let's call it sales analysis. Just click publish this report. And now I'll go to my Jedox environment. I just enter username and password. Once I log into Jedox, I'll go directly to the reports. I'll click on the analysis report that I just created. Once this analysis report open, you can see it's all the work that I have done in Excel has been converted easy to my Jedox. I can easily use the same functionality in terms of it changing the point of view. I can easily drill and drill down to specific, chart, specific details that I'm looking for. All the features that I have done through my Microsoft Excel has been converted to Jedox environment. Let me actually highlight a very important fact. As Mark said, I have done many implementations, and one of the tricky parts that I am facing during the implementations, the FP and E people, they are telling me, listen, we love the format that we have in our current spreadsheets. And when you are implementing a new system for us, we need to make sure all such formats, charts, colors, borders, migrated properly into your system. This is actually very important request, and it's a very important thing we have as a consultants. We should consider it because this is actually, it has a huge impact on the customer experience. So what is the beauty thing that I'm showing you right now? Whatever the spreadsheets that you are using with a specific formats that you spent days and nights to achieve it, we can easily migrate it to Jedox platform. The only difference is we are empowering your spreadsheets with a database running in the back end, with integrations, with everything that you need from your, let's call it Jedox platform. In addition to this, any kinds of simple reports that we printed right now, I'd like to extract this one in PDF, or even I'd like to have it as Excel like format to send it to someone, or I'd like to have it in HTML format. All of such type of things you can easily have it from Jedox platform. And let me also like share with you like this experience we do have. Like this is again the PDF that I just created. By the way, as you see, it come in a proper format. Definitely you can put your company logo. You can put some specific footers in this report. You can do whatever you need in the report to looks very good. In addition to this, as I mentioned, like HTML or Excel, I hope that the same format that I can have it from Excel as well. Now, let me show the underlying technology that we have in Jedox that's really empower our, I can call it financial planning and analysis people or anyone in the organization. Let's say you are a head of marketing department and you would like to make your plans. You are a head of, let's call it financial consolidation. You are a head of, like, let's call it HR. You would like to have a specific workforce analysis, any kinds of analysis that you are looking for that needs to be empowered by a database, empowered by security and workflow. You can have it and you can do it using the similar experience, the similar knowledge you have with Microsoft Excel. So let me open something that we call it Report Designer. Let me go to this folder. We call it Publish the Report. I'll just open right now the report that I have created using Microsoft Excel. As you see, the report that I have opened over here, it's similar to Excel. It means, can I do specific like formulas over here? Yes, you have all types of functions that you are using with Microsoft Excel. It's accessible over here. In addition to this, definitely Jedox giving you some additional features you can do. Can I do some specific conditional formatting as an example? Yes, you can, as simple as this. I'd like to have a conditional formatting on this. I'll just go to design. I'll select as an example conditional formatting, new rule, the same experience that you have with Microsoft Excel. I'll just say, okay, if it's greater than 1 million, let's say, please format this cell with, let's call it, fill it in, yeah, green as an example. So once I click OK, so the rule has been applied. You can imagine what you can do over here through all the features that you have, all the formats that you are familiar with. The point is, all of such type of data that you are seeing over here, it's connected to the database. It's empowered by integrations. When it comes, just I'll save this report. I'll just again go back to my report designer, launch this report one more. So automatically all the conditional formats I just applied, it will appear over here. So how actually the, let's call it integration works in Jedox. It's something that we call it integrator. This integrator, it gives us the all power that we need in terms of connecting our platform with any type of data I have in my organization. So I can connect as Microsoft Access or spreadsheets, or I can connect it to DB2, or I can connect it through big data as a Hive, as I said, or through a JDBC connection if I have on-premises applications, or even if I do have like cloud-based applications, I can speak through specific application programming interfacing, we call it API. If you are using any of Oracle ERP systems on-premises, you can do it over here. If you are using, again, Oracle Cloud Fusion, and you would like to generate all of such type of fancy reports and advanced analytics that you cannot achieve it there, you can automatically connect it and do it over here. In addition to this, if you would like to have any kind of connections to a business intelligence tool such as Power BI or ClickSense or even Tableau, all of such type of connectors, it's available in the Jedox platform and giving you the complete power that you are looking for. And I don't like to limit your requirements or your dreams in terms of performing any kind of analysis. And I'm just talking about, let's call it planning, budgeting, forecasting, or financial consolidation or profitability, any kind. There are a lot of implementations has been done to perform, I can call it account reconciliations, or it perform transaction matching, or it perform any kinds of profitability analysis. So all of such type of things, it come easy in a one platform that acts not only as an enterprise performance management, but also as a business intelligence. That's why for the business intelligence concepts, I'm happy to share with you some of the models and like capabilities of the Jedox as a platform for analysis and a platform for reporting as well. So as you see over here, I'd like to just highlight some specific content on analysis. In analysis, we do have the ability to build any kinds of, I can't call it tree analysis. So tree analysis, you remember my demo database, my sales cube, my dimension that I selected, it's a product. I can definitely switch between any dimension. I can easily select what is the intersection that I'm looking for and start drill down into detail. So I'd like to see for a specific product. Actually, for this specific one, I'd like to drill down to a specific region. So I can easily click on region. I can again expand the region. Okay, now in East, I'd like to look at a specific, intersection which is related to months. So I can see all years. I can, start being able to drill down to more and more and more and more, which is the data that we have into the system. So all of such type of, I can call it tree analysis that I can do it over here. In addition to this, the specific, let's call it dashboards. Let's say in my organization, I'd like to have a one platform that's giving me all I need around the area of enterprise performance management or corporate performance management, but it comes with a very, I can call it advanced techniques for dashboards, for analysis. So in Jedox platform, you can, as simple as this, create specific KPIs presented like in different view, months, year to date, compare versus previous year or versus budget, compare it between customers' perspectives or product perspective, and you can see all of such type of classifications. It will be updated over here, so you can easily create all of such type of things. And the good thing, the power that we are talking about, all of such type of, I can call it analysis, it come according to your organization structure. It come, and definitely I leave this for Mark, without any additional licenses, without any additional money that you have to pay, without even additional consultancy services that you need to pay year over year because I need to develop a new model or I need to have a new report, because all of such type of things you will be as an end user being able to do it by yourself. Any kind of analysis. In addition to this, you can also having, like, I can call it specific reports. So if I'd like to see my income statement in a specific format, in a specific dimension intersection, as you see over here, it will open a lot of, I can call it possibilities for my reports and analysis. If I'd like to see any kinds of charts, even with certain, I can call it a graphical interface or with specific, charts and link all of such type of content together. Definitely, will not like stop us from doing, I can call it the workflow. So any kinds of workflow or security or analysis, you can perform it. By the way, you can perform it either from the I can call it a web interface over here. So as an example, I'd like to plan for like, let's say for Denmark. So I easy just start my plan. Once it's started, I can easily open my plan, enter the figures over here in a very simple way on a specific month or in the total quarter. I can easily sample, okay, copy from last year actual, apply all the tips that I have mentioned, finish this plan, submit, send it by email as an example. So automatically it will integrate with my Outlook and create an email with the proper format in the way that I wish. And once I am done over here, I can easy go to the main, I can call it a screen, and approve this plan and even finish this plan and the market as a completed. All the activities related to audit trail, related to compliance to your data you can easily access it over here. But in addition to this, which is you can access it definitely from, I can call it Excel, or from this over from web as well. So as simple as this, I need to drill through to see this data coming from which intersections. So you can see all the details coming into my Excel. Even if I'd like to see any kind of what I can call it audit trail, so I'd like to drill to history. So if there is any data has been entered and has been changed, as an example, and I'd like to let me try change this one to make it, let's say, 3 million. So now I'll drill again to the history. So I can see the data, the original amount has been changed, and this is the new value. All of the details that I do have over here coming using again my Excel functionality. The power that we do have in addition to this in Jedox, which is I have drilled down over here, Jedox does not only limit your requirements for holding, I can call it, balances, because majority of the enterprise performance applications, they are just looking to the trial balance of the period, which we call it net activity or year to date value. But actually in Jedox, since we are having very powerful sorry, modeler, it's giving you the ability to hold millions, or I can call it even more. Our test environment for each dimension, it could hold up to 13 million members, which is really very huge, uncomparable, to be honest, with any kind of enterprise performance applications platform. We have it in the market right now. In addition to this, dealing with the big data through proper direct data integrator, it has huge meaning for all the people attending the session with me, because it creates really real value to the thing that they are looking for. If you are struggling to generate your accounts receivables aging report or accounts payable aging report based on certain techniques from ERP, based on certain limitations you have, can you do this? Can you have all your sales transactions, all your purchases transactions with the dates by day, and analyze this in Jedox and generate very accurate real-time aging reports? You can do this. You can do this using the power of the modeler inside Jedox. I'd like also to mention very, very important thing related to Jedox platform. When we are talking about Jedox, it's giving you, in addition to all of this, something very powerful and actually needed when we are talking about narrative reporting. Because narrative reporting, it's something that, sorry, just click, yeah. Narrative report, it has, I can say, very important components that we need to present to the, let's call it, to our, I can call it, auditors, or to our top management, or to anyone in our organization that's looking for specific reports. So Jedox, with a direct integration with Excel, PowerPoint, and Word, can give you the ability to extract all data that you have created into your application in a very powerful, I can call it, Excel package that you can share it. So now I'm just clicking on this one platform. All data that I need, it reads directly from my database. It's coming in a very proper format with the proper, as a package, let's say, with my balance sheet, my cash flow, everything that I'm looking for. In addition to this, if I'd like actually to have it in Word or in PowerPoint, I can do this. But what is the other powerful also thing that I'd like to share with you over here? Consider I'd like to prepare, let's call it a PowerPoint presentation that will be used from time to time in order to generate, let's call it, in order to make my year-month presentation or quarter presentation. And it relies on a lot of reports coming from my Jedox platform. And I don't need to make copy and paste, to play a lot with the formats. The only thing that you need to do from month to month to just save the PowerPoint presentation that I am going to develop in front of you. So I'll just save this one. And I'll go over here, click on Jedox. I'd like to add a specific, report or whatever. So I'm selecting this report from here. Okay, what you are looking to add? I'm looking to add, let's say, any kinds of reports that I have selected from my view. So all the reports that I have, it will come over here. And easy, I can drag my report and insert it into my presentation in a with the complete format that I have over here. So it will be part of my, I can call it presentation that I am checking month over month. So as an example, I am just selecting my, let's call it my profit and loss as an example. So automatically profit and loss, it comes. Just add this profit and loss to my presentations. It's as simple as this. I can fine tune the presentation that I need to do. I can, as you see, all numbers over here, it's not a static number or it's a static image. It's coming automatically from my database. And the good thing that I'd like to highlight over here, from month to month, the only thing that you need to do is just opening this one and go to your Jedox, I can call it Repen, and update your presentation. The same that you can do in your Word, in your formats, you can add like any kinds of text over here. You can even have some formulas in the text that's automating the way of writing your narrative reports. So in order to wrap up, what I'd like to say at the end, Jedox works like your spreadsheets, but actually empowering your spreadsheets with a lot of stuff. Back to my original presentation, which is giving you what is the, I can call it the way that works, that Jedox works, empowering your Excel by database, by integration, by security and web and the mobile. Last but not least, this part for Jedox architecture, as I mentioned, connecting to any databases, bringing the data into the robust OLAP engine for Jedox, which is in-memory calculator, and bring those reports to life in the way that you wish, or send it to any PI tool. At this moment, I'd like to hand over the session to Mark, and thank you very much.
Thanks, Bishoy. Let me just work out how to show my screen. Okay, so hopefully you can now see my screen.
Yes, I can.
So just for thanks, Bishoy. So first of all, just a quick couple of additional steps, and I'll show some contacts just at the end. Do please take the opportunity to you take a free trial download. Bishoy mentioned how easy that is. It's absolutely it's a unique differentiator for Jedox. A lot of vendors in this space will say just how easy the solution is to work with. We are sufficiently confident that we believe ours truly is that easy to work with, that we'll make a free trial version available. So do please take advantage of that. And there's some online training that enables you to get up and running very quickly. Now we'll just do a couple of question and answers. I don't think we've got a ton of time, but what I'll do is I'll do those over this slide that tells you who you should contact next. So Andreas Simon, who is actually based out in the Middle East, I think would be a good person to speak to from Jedox, and of course Bishoy, who you've seen present so well and do such a great demonstration of Jedox. So I do have a couple of questions. First of all, what's the biggest implementation that you have? And I guess probably I should take that. So we have, and actually it's worth saying also what's the smallest. So we're actually an unusual company as much as we are actually okay to sell as low as 5 users, even in a cloud implementation. But we absolutely go as high as we have a European technological industrial sort of manufacturing company, so quite a broad organization that actually has a significant number of thousands of users. So we very much range from small to extremely large. So absolutely we're scalable if you need that. It's actually interesting to make the point also, Microsoft actually do also use Jedox for their planning and budgeting solution. So it's always interesting to make that point. I've got another one here. What's a typical implementation time? So perhaps if I can ask Bishoy to comment on that. So Bishoy, is that?
Yeah, sure, Mark. Actually, the time frame for the implementation it's different based on the scope of work. But if we are talking about a typical implementation for Jedox, since we are talking about a platform acts as like Excel, we are saying like 6 to 12 weeks for let's call it like a planning implementation, typical planning implementation that includes financial plans, workforce, and capex projects, or any other operational plans. If we are talking about financial consolidation, it could be also the same. It does proper legal consolidation, management consolidation with all requirements for eliminations, all requirements for currency conversions, all requirements for handling the ownership model with also disclosures. If we are talking about any other scope, it can vary, as I said, but let's say typical implementations for such scope, it could be like between 6 to 12 weeks.
That's great. Thanks, Bishoy. That's very helpful. I think that's everything that we have for right now. I think we're relatively close to the time. We've got 5 minutes to go. So unless there are any questions, I think we'll give people some time back into their day and call an end to the webinar there. So thanks, Bishoy. It was great to have the opportunity to present to this audience with you.
Yeah, thanks a lot.